Hold on, what does that even mean? Are you insane? Welcome back, super friends and super family. My name is Nick, and today I'm reacting to Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5, Episode 8. Buffy and Angel. I mean, I am blown away right now. I just watched the last episode of Angel, which was episode, I believe it's called Darla, but it was focused on Darla. Even if it's not called Darla, it's about her. The best episode of Angel so far. An incredible episode, a perfect episode. And then right before that, I just watched episode 7 of Buffy, and that was possibly the best episode of Buffy so far. So I don't even know what's going on, but I'm excited to see more. I talked for so long in the after talks for those reactions. I'm not really going to do a recap here, but I absolutely loved both those episodes. From now on, 7 is the magic number in the Buffyverse because I couldn't believe that we had an amazing episode of Buffy and then the next time an amazing episode of Angel. Who knows what we're in store for? I mean, I'm not going to hold it to the expectations of the last 2 episodes, but I am excited to see what's going to happen now based on where we left off in Buffy episode 7. As always, if you want to watch along the full unedited reaction or future reactions of both Buffy and Angel, that is all up on Patreon. The link to that is in the description down below if you'd care to support the channel. For now, let's get into today's reaction, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5, Episode 8. Oh shoot, I swear. What's gonna be wrong, Joyce? She better be okay. Interesting lighting for this MRI. Oh, it's kind of a spacious MRI, no? Is it an MRI? Does she know something? Or is she just concerned, you know, like anyone would be?
What is a CAT scan exactly?
Oh, it's a CAT scan. I'm stupid.
Where do they get the CAT scan from? Do they test it on cats or?
She's trying to make a joke, right? But she's so nervous.
Dawn, I'm really...
Yeah, good on Buffy for realizing that and stopping. That's one of the sweetest things Buffy has done with Dawn in the whole show.
Your one-stop spot to shop for all your occult needs. Catchy.
Think so?
Imagine if you could advertise online now. That would be fun to see.
Rude-ish, rude-esque, whatever you want to call it.
What?
Am I right, Giles?
I'm almost certainly not, but to be fair, I wasn't listening.
Hey, we're supposed to hook up with Riley this morning to take on a nest of vamps holed up in...
Oh, I forgot.
Tomb go boom.
Yep. Captain America blowed it up real good.
He is kind of like Captain America a little bit in his personality.
I'd say very, rather.
All that aside, I should think you'd be pleased to avoid the confrontation.
True.
I mean, I, for one, didn't want to start my day with a slaughter.
That's a heavy morning.
It just goes to show how much I've grown.
True as well. Come on, someone give her some love. They just give her nothing.
Trying to look up something you never saw and don't know the name of.
Flip through the pages and look busy.
That would be me.
Where she's hiding out?
Let me sit next to Anya.
Beauteous and supremely
I guess not.
dark spell I hold in my worthless and scabby hand is our gift to you.
The false humility is not appreciated.
Get up. Looking at you's hurting my neck.
Forgive me, shiny special one.
Shiny special one.
Rip out my inadequate tongue.
Gimme.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the tongue. Oh, she is. Oh, I'm like him, I guess.
Your elaborate marvelousness and great dangers have...
She's bored, trust me.
This pump make my ankle look bony.
No.
He's not the person you want to take with you shopping because he's going to praise everything, right?
Nothing worse than a gift that doesn't work.
That's true.
To get all mad and kill you.
Said with a smile. Oh, dang, really?
I'll have it all.
Is she going to attack the store or just try to buy stuff? But heck, we're going to be focusing on this mystery woman in red, aren't we? Which is a big question mark for me. But I mean, Spike better be in this episode too, right? After we left off with last one. Riley, what is going down? He's kind of got like a Star-Lord jacket. Dude, are you serious?
What are you doing in here?
What, me? What are you doing here?
Looking for my girlfriend.
Looking for the girl who's gonna rip your arms off when she finds out you were in her bedroom.
Or that, a little bit more violent way to express yourself.
Were you just smelling her sweater? No.
Caught red-handed.
Well, yeah, all right, I did. It's a predator thing, nothing wrong with it. Enemy scent, whet the appetite for a hunt.
Sure.
The stuff Slayer musk is bitter and aggravated. Out.
Can Riley tell, I wonder?
Hey!
Dang, smooth grab, Spike.
I know for a bleeding fact the Slayer wouldn't mind me being here.
How do you know?
Because you guys are such tight pals.
Ever ask yourself why she's never taken my name off the guest list?
That is interesting.
Oh, yeah, right.
Said with no confidence, Riley.
Takes one to know, I suppose.
Oh, dang.
But sorry, Charlie, you're just not dark enough.
Oh, shoot. Hey! Shoot!
Enough for you now?
That's why you're with her at hospital right now, giving her what she needs.
What are you talking about?
Funny her not calling you about that. I've known since last night.
Spike better be careful, man. If Riley loses temper, that's goodbye, Spike. He totally got under Riley's skin, but honestly because Riley knows that Spike's right. Why would Buffy not call Riley?
I didn't. I mean, until we knew what it was.
I understand.
Okay.
Hey, may I come in?
What is it? What are the results?
The OR?
It's so dark in here.
Lucky there's one available on such short notice. Some people wait for days sometimes.
What does she need surgery for?
I've got a shadow. He showed it to me, but they have to do a biopsy to find out exactly what it is.
Oh, gosh. Maybe it isn't supernatural, you know? Maybe this is just
This is too early to be
real life.
What if she's not a demon, or sorceress, or spirit, or whatever these books cover?
What could she be? What category?
What if she's something else altogether?
AI?
Something new, you mean?
Something old. Told it predates the written word.
A goddess?
Well, I'm thinking maybe she.
Predates language itself?
Wow.
Hey, if it means I don't have to read anymore, woo! Big hoop.
If Tara's right, then we're blind.
There's no research possible.
Where she'll turn up next.
Wow.
I want these.
Yes, of course.
But of course they don't know her. Did they get a physical description though?
Thank you.
That was so easy. Just in and out.
She could be anywhere.
Oh, the irony. The irony.
I imagine it won't be long before she makes herself known.
This is Riley approaching her, right? Hopefully? Okay, good. What? She woke up? What happened? What's the news?
Everything went fine. They're moving her into recovery now.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that quick.
Your mother has term is low-grade glioma. It's a brain tumor.
Seriously?
Clinical name is oligodendroglioma. It's in the left hemisphere of the cerebellum.
Seriously? This is what's gonna happen to Joyce? How? Is Joyce gonna have to break bad or something?
There's a fair variety that might present loss of vision or appetite.
Oh my gosh.
Some literature you might want to look at. If we aren't able to go in surgically,
They did take a seat after all.
your mother's prognosis is a lot better today than it would have been only a year ago.
Yeah, but that's what you say when it's bad.
Lifestyle and home environment. For instance, does she use a cell phone?
I think so.
Is that connected to it?
Chemical plants, waste disposal facilities?
Did that cause the tumor?
The more we know.
I'm sorry.
Of course you'd be in shock.
Excuse me, Miss Simmons.
It's okay.
That's the same doctor dude or nurse, I forget which one.
I mean, they didn't need him?
He really is a good doctor. Your mom's in good hands.
Did you want to end that conversation? He was kind of saying important stuff to Buffy, right?
Give yourself a break.
A break?
Well, I just mean go out, get some air.
I mean, that might be good advice.
Talk to the doc then if you want. Unsolicited advice of the day.
That's kind of cool, and then he gives her some space. Okay.
Do something?
You know, magic. A healing spell.
Is that possible?
People get sick.
I don't think you can cheat death.
Oh, you do me a favor and drop Dawn off at school and tell her I'll meet her at the magic shop.
Of course, whatever you need me to do.
And Riley is there for her at this critical time.
What do you want me to tell Donna about your mom?
She should know. She has to, right? Or don't.
Tell her we don't know anything yet.
I don't know if that would be my call, but I get what she's trying to spare her from. Employee of the month.
Hey! Hey!
What?
Your haze are startling the customers.
And pretty much the state.
Beaky and Bloodstone.
Yes, I believe I did.
Are you stupid or something?
He was distracted.
I went to answer that question with a firing.
She's kidding. We talked about the
Giles was
employee.
pissed right there.
You never sell these things together, ever. Bad news. Don't you know about the soba?
Good thing Anya noticed this.
Be that as it may, I still see no reason for concern. I mean, the Sabikian
Giles,
thousands of years ago. And besides, the young woman to whom I sold them would have to...
think it through.
Young woman?
Okay, good. They connected it.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes, say that again.
What?
How are they gonna find her, though? Riley.
I had my 10th birthday party here. Mom rented the carousel for an entire hour. I hadn't made any friends yet, so
Aw.
me and Mom and Buffy riding it by ourselves.
Oh, that's okay.
Over and over and over again for the whole hour. She's not gonna get better, is she?
Absolutely, she will.
That's what you say, but
I'm really glad you're here.
it is really cool he's doing this, trying to cheer her up, distract her a little.
She sure cries a lot less with you than she did with Angel.
That's good, right? But don't mention that name.
Everything with him was all ee, you know? My boyfriend's a vampire, crazy, crazy.
It was more turbulent, that's for sure.
She doesn't get all worked up like that over you.
That is actually a bad thing, right? Especially phrasing it that way.
So
It's sad though, because Dawn is trying to be nice to Riley by saying that, but of course,
we have to look. I haven't seen any.
Mystical and the medical aren't meant to mix, Buffy.
it's like church and state. What's going on? Is that always the case?
Heard stories about people trying healing spells. If we did something, it could make things a lot worse, Buffy.
For the whole world?
Making things worse for one day, haven't we? Why? What do you mean?
You have to tell Buffy. Come on.
Bippity boppity boo. A thing.
No. Don't hold this back.
Buffy doesn't need to hear about your clumsiness right now.
Why not?
Hi, clumsiness.
Poor Anya being the scapegoat. You guys all owe Anya after this.
Like me. Slippery. What happened?
Nothing to concern you.
Giles.
Come on.
Demon woman was here, the one who attacked you.
It's no biggie. She just got
It's a biggie. A very big biggie.
a monster. Okay, biggie.
Yes.
No one got hurt, right?
No violence to speak of.
This time.
Get away with this bad mojo stuff.
Right out the door.
Giles sold it to
I didn't know it was her.
Not your best moment, dude.
If it's any consolation, I may have overcharged her.
That's no consolation.
A few thousand years ago, there was this cult, the Temple of Sobek. Reptile demon. Sobekites were reptile worshippers.
Interesting.
Run into a cult of bunny worshippers.
Thank you very much for those nightmares.
Sorry.
It's too real for Anya.
What for? What does it do?
We're working on
You
it.
keep working on it, I'll go kill it.
How do you find it first? How do you defeat it?
Buffy, this chick creamed you last time.
Yes.
Well, I can't just sit here. I have to do something.
When it rains, it pours. It's like first everything with Joyce, now this huge boss fight coming up. When's the last time we were at the zoo? Was it season 1? Oh, look who's there. I mean, good snake choice. Cobras are so cool.
I'm gonna make you a star.
She's like, here's my Instagram account. This poor minion dude is not gonna end well for him, is it?
May mold this wretched creature, that it may be reborn.
As...
Always overwritten. Why can't they just cut?
Oh, shoot!
No fair. When I wasn't human.
He's like, sucker punch me! How dare you! I'm ancient.
I'm out of the moment. And you're not giving me anything I can use.
Oh my gosh.
You're enchanting.
Buffy is just no match for this lady.
Even if I do have to carry your performance.
Jeez.
Hayan, we move.
Arise.
What's it gonna turn into?
Hayan, we move.
Arise.
He's like, are you listening? What is that? Like a giant snake lizard thing?
He's arisen.
About damn time.
Okay, what does she want this thing for?
The power is yours to seek.
Buffy sneaking out.
I have given you form. Now find for me the key. Seek it out in the.
Dawn?
Let your vision guide you to its hiding place and then return to me and tell me where it lies.
Does she mean Dawn?
Fun.
She loves her job.
Where's Buffy?
She left a while ago.
What?
To battle the ultra-strong demon lady.
Creepy demon woman's conjuring some kind of monster.
And you let Buffy go after her?
Solo.
Isn't really a factor when she sets her mind to something. Eh?
She'd get herself killed. It's crazy.
I mean, she could have, honestly.
And going off alone, half-cocked. Instead of waiting for much-needed backup.
Good point. Good point.
This is different.
How so?
I don't know what kind of action you're looking for. Do you?
Self-destructive.
Trying to get...
It's cool.
You okay?
Just a little crazed.
Someone needs to get Riley connected to BetterHelp ASAP.
She needs me.
She's not gonna call on you, dude. Even if she does need you. I kind of like how Xander is trying to look out for Riley a little bit, though. Is it not coming after Dawn? It's going to church to pray? Can you imagine you go to church and this thing shows up?
That thing she conjured, it's loose. Big snake thing. Not mayor big, but it's pretty.
Yeah, thankfully not. Can you imagine?
I'll warn the others. We'll get weapons. We'll fan out how the...
Wait a second. What time is it?
Oh, yeah, Joyce.
Dawn's kind of fragile right now. About Mom.
Of course.
She's in good hands, Buffy. There's really nothing else you can do.
I mean, that's true. There's only so much you can do. Oh, Riley. He's really had a rough season. I mean, Buffy, too. I mean, look at all this happening, man. Who's that? Another vampire? Is it a vampire? Have we seen her before? I don't think so, right? Was that a Dawn Draper look at the bar there? What is this? What is Riley doing? It's a vampire. What are you doing, dude? What? Are you insane? Why? I kind of feel bad for that vampire. He's not in good shape right now, man. Someone needs to, like, take care of Riley. It's coming your way.
Can we take her home now?
No.
Did a mini patrol earlier, but Biggie Snake was nowhere to be.
Oh, look out, dang! Speak of! It's like a snake on steroids. Look out, someone protect her! Come on! What? Hold on, what does that even mean? It didn't go after Dawn. Why would it stop like that?
It knows.
But it was after her, right? Why would it stop? You're lucky it's not eating random people on the sidewalk. Where is it going now? Back to Demon Lady? Why? At least it's leaving a nice trail. Careful. Oh, shoot.
Josh is gonna know Dawn's the key if we don't.
We will!
Oh, it's just reporting who Dawn was? That was its mission?
Ultimately, merciful one, please, no!
She has a tantrum.
Find my key. Why isn't he back here with a beautiful message for me?
I grovel.
Oh, okay. I thought I was actually going to try to grab her.
Effervescent glorificus. Glory! Glory!
Patience is a virtue.
It's just a matter of time.
Everything takes time.
Yes.
Anyone appreciate that I'm on a schedule here?
I've said the very same thing myself.
Talk, drag, tip, frickin' talk.
What is she running out of time for, though? Can they intercept the messenger? Literally trying to kill the messenger. That was rude, bro. Was that necessary? Seemed excessive. Come on, Buffy. You've been training for this. Time to sprint all out. She's close. She's close. Nice. Can you strangle it? It's so big. Like Leia and Jabba the Hutt. That's the way to take out big slugs. I mean, the poor snake was just doing his job. Oh, dang! It's like a pro wrestler or something. That was smart. Taking out all her rage. That was a close call. Goodbye, minion. You're getting thrown out a window or something.
Do you want me to stay?
I think I should talk to Donald.
Why did this have to happen to Joyce?
Do I have bad hair? I don't look like a scary mom, do I?
No.
You look beautiful.
Like always, Joyce.
Let's do this. Stay close.
I will.
In a weird way, I feel like Buffy's never been closer with her family than in this sad time.
Buffy?
Oh, wearing a turtleneck for no reason.
Minimal damage to the fighting kind. It's all the other kind.
Just let it out.
Not now. They need me. I won't be able to stop.
Poor Buffy always has to be the strong one.
Buffy?
Riley, forever the outsider. Like, could you be more of an outsider than, like, the family in there and him standing all alone? Alright, so that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5, Episode 8. This one was pretty somber, very, very serious, and I feel like the whole episode was just under the general shadow of Joyce's health. And heck, I mean, there's still a tiny part of me that wonders if anything supernatural could be affecting Joyce, but I don't really think so. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say, never say never, right? And this is Buffy, and there could always be a plot twist or something unexpected that's going on. But bottom line, Joyce is not doing well. And it honestly might not be anything supernatural at all. She might just have a tumor. I mean, I guess it's realistic to life, right? Nothing really prepares you for that. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's not like death arrives or sickness arrives at a convenient time in your life, so it does make sense that right in the middle of, Buffy trying to deal with this new antagonist, this super powerful, unstable, kind of crazy, energetic, interesting demon lady in red over here, that's when Joyce gets sick. And it's scary, right? It's so scary. I mean, your parent gets sick, Buffy hearing the news about her mom, as the camera like zooms in, that's when we see her like a little girl. Like I was saying in that ending shot right there with Buffy spending time with Joyce and then Buffy, really looking after Dawn. And I have to give a lot of respect to Buffy because, she obviously gave Dawn, throughout this season, we've seen a lot of kind of the sibling tension between Buffy and Dawn. But like I said, Buffy herself is still young, and that also is just a very real dynamic in a lot of people's lives growing up with a younger sister, younger brother, older sister. Just having brothers and sisters, a lot of times there is some of that tension. But, you have to give props, like when something serious, significant goes wrong, Buffy is all about taking care of her little sister. I mean, I know she's more protective now that she realizes Dawn is this magical key that needs to be protected, but I also feel like some of the affection genuinely comes from Buffy acting like a big sister to her and being protective of her, like this younger kid, almost this younger version of herself that she wants to spare from some of the pain, the responsibility, just the harsh realities of life that she herself is dealing with. And, even that last moment at the end with Riley where she's like, I can't let myself grieve. I mean, that's something a lot of adults, I'm sure, can relate to. Buffy is pretty young to have to be dealing with that, but sometimes you have to deal with that at a young age, too. And I also feel like that's something that's just like Angel is eternally dealing with the burden of guilt. He just can't escape it, whether it's because he deserves it or even if he doesn't deserve it, he's always beating himself up with guilt. Buffy is kind of like that with responsibilities and with like not being able to express her own emotions or consider her own feelings, right? I mean, her general career as a Slayer has been pretty much colored by that thematically, but especially this at a time where you would want to have a little space or maybe want to have some time to be sad or worried or stressed. But instead, she has to focus on taking care of others, and it props to her because that's not an easy thing to do. And then we got Riley this episode, and I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, I really just think Riley is a broken man, and I've talked about it before, right? Growing up your whole life essentially brainwashed and drugged. Like, I can't say I'd be acting any differently than Riley. I mean, as I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? This seems so unstable, inadvisable. You're acting so reckless. But, I didn't grow up drugged, right? And like brainwashed in this system that's just like telling me, like, I don't know. Riley is really someone who needs structure in his life. There are certain personality types who need that, and he needed that, and he got that from the initiative. It just sucked that it turned out they were also drugging him, lying him, corrupt, evil, and horrible. So it's great that he escaped from it. It's great that he was able to kind of think for himself. But now you combine that whole backstory with the reality that Buffy doesn't love him. And I've come to truly think that. I mean, just gradually over time, there's not like one single moment where I'm like, oh yeah, Buffy never loved him. No, I think that probably in season 4, I still think they had a truer like romantic love than they do in this season. But ultimately, the truth is they don't connect connect on that level, right? I think that Riley, as decent of a guy as he is a lot of the time, Buffy just doesn't feel that same type of attraction. Now, I don't know if they grew apart in their relationship. You know, I'm not full-on Dr. Phil. I'm not a full-on relationship expert. I'm not going to pretend to be. But I just sense it, you know? And I think Riley, over and over again, he's sensing it. Now, to me, I think your best course of action, if you were Riley, you know, this has got to be so painful. Obviously, now is not the right time to do something big, you know, with Joyce and Buffy and all these other things going on. But, you know, maybe you just have to end things yourself, as painful as that might be. I don't know what he's doing, like going to these bars with these vampires and stuff and then letting that vampire suck his blood. It's like, dude, no, no, no. Even the reckless moves, like going in, you know, like he's Arnold Schwarzenegger in a 90s film or something, trying to be this total badass. It was cool, you know, last episode when he did that, but also really shows his mental state. And like I said, I mean, I jokingly said better help, but some type of professional help. He really needs that. And I think that an entire lifetime of lies and drugs and medication and your whole world and philosophy being turned upside down, you combine that with a crippling heartbreak because he is madly in love with Buffy, that's a tough combo. I mean, anyone who's had their heart seriously broken, that alone is crippling, right? But you add all those factors together, you know, I don't, you know, like I said, when I'm watching the episode, I feel like, what are you doing, man? But when I pause and kind of reflect on where that behavior is coming from, it's not, at this point, it's not like it excuses all accountability just because of where you came from. But I don't feel particularly judgmental, if that makes sense. But I'd love to know how you guys feel about Riley. Like I said, I know, you know, he's not a popular character and a lot of people just write him off completely. So, you know, let me know your thoughts about kind of his behavior with everything going on. There is a particular factor where it's like your girlfriend's mom is dealing with a possibly terminal illness and you're off at a bar letting some vampire suck your blood. What's up with that, right? But I really like the moment where Demon Lady walked in the shop, just because is irony the right term for what was going on there, you know, right? Is there like talking about she could pop up at any moment, she's right there, and it's almost like Giles was like, oh, pretty lady, I'm a little bit distracted, wasn't paying too close of attention. I just thought that was a good little scene, a little bit tense, you know, me as the audience, I'm watching like, oh, come on, it's so close, you're right there, but of course you just don't know. And I also really like the scene where they were trying to cover up the fact that something happened. I mean, I don't know why. I get Giles is embarrassed, but you have to tell Buffy something important like that. But it was a funny scene, the way they tried to cover it up with Anya, and then Anya was a good sport about it. I just thought that played out in a very amusing way. But if Tara is right, which I'm kind of assuming she is, that this entity is older than language itself, what could it be exactly? Is it some sort of spirit? I'm trying to think of different lore that I know or things that I've heard of other things. I mean, this could be a creature or a spirit unique just to Buffy. That's 100% possible. But I feel like a lot of Buffy draws inspiration from classic, you know, monsters and villains and things like that. And either way, what are her powers? Because Buffy does not stand a chance. I don't know if she's been as outmatched before in combat as she is against this lady. And also, there's just something so different. You know, I don't get this malicious vibe from her. Like, I get this playful, childish vibe, and it's like she's annoyed, just like knocking insects away. Like Buffy's a mosquito irritating her and messing up her makeup or something, and she's just swatting away. And then she's also talking about running out of time. And I'm wondering, what's the deadline? Like, why does she need to get something or get the key or get back to something? And if she doesn't, will she die? I don't know. I have a lot of questions, but I'm definitely intrigued to find out more. Of course, we had the giant snake monster thing, which, you know, didn't look great, but, you know, it's not a deal breaker or anything for me. But Buffy was able to stop that thing, right? And I thought for a second, you know, first when she stopped it, then it came back to life. I was like, oh, dang, it tricked her. It's going to be able to get, oh, Glory. I guess that's the Demon Lady's official name, or at least nickname now. Thought I was going to get to Glory and tell her, but no. And this is probably an annoying nitpick thing to bring up, but I just thought of it and I might as well say it because it's on my mind. Couldn't she have picked a different animal than a snake, like a bird? You know, like I thought she was sending the snake lizard thing to go eat Dawn, right? And that's why it was big and scary. A snake is deadly, could be venomous, who knows what else. But if it was just supposed to ID and go back, don't you want like a drone-like animal? Is that just like a little hummingbird, just go in the shop, nobody sees it, go out? Like she was at the zoo, I feel like you have some choices. is, but it's okay. I'm not going to overthink that tiny, insignificant element of the episode. But my main real concern, honestly, I mean, this was kind of a bummer of an episode. It just felt like a downer. Not that it's bad, but the tone of it was serious and sad, you know, and it is interesting, Buffy kind of addressing something that feels so real and lifelike, like grief, like sickness, like your family member being stuck in a situation that's uncertain and scary, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like Buffy, for all her training, for all her power, for all her strength, her great one-liners, all her leadership skills, everything she brings to the table for one complete package as the heroine of this whole journey, right? She has a lot of great qualities, admirable qualities. None of it can beat death and sickness, right? It's like that's where even the greatest of warriors, the bravest of heroes, you're just like all of us. And that's kind of a profound thing that maybe the show is trying to say. It is definitely sad. It's definitely like Joyce is going to pass away or anything like that, but I don't have a good feeling about the way that things are playing out. You know, if we lose Joyce, I'm going to be so sad, man. I love Joyce. She was such a great character. I was so happy that we were getting more of her this season. You know, couldn't you have waited till season 7 for, you know, I understand if you need to have, you know, grief and some family sickness in a show, but did you have to do it in season 5? But I don't know. Look, it's not done. We'll see where things go from now. And one last thing I'll just mention quickly before I wrap this up is that random doctor dude, the young guy, is he a doctor or a nurse? I forget, like I said. This could be the Buffy paranoia that's happened, you know, the PTSD I have from what the show has done to me in the past, but I don't know if I like his vibe. He's almost like a little bit too nice. I mean, he seems nice. Nothing he's done has been outright strange, right? He could just be a totally really cool guy who's like there, but just the fact that we keep seeing him pop up, like, is he doing something, right? There's no way he's harming Joyce, is there? If there is, Buffy, you staked that guy so many times. But I don't know. I think that's just the paranoia. Oh, I did like the scene quick, too, of Spike and Riley, right? You know, Spike going through Buffy's bedroom. But poor Riley, it's like for all his strength, even when he was holding Spike out, burning in the sun, Spike had the upper hand in that situation. And the reason why is that Spike had the truth, and the truth was an absolute checkmate, is that Buffy doesn't love you, bro. And what can you say back to that? Not to mention Spike is just clever and quicker at those one-liners, so he's kind of a tough opponent in a battle of wits and like roast battle type scenarios anyways, but especially when you have that just complete checkmate move every time. There's not much you can do, Riley. Oh, but that was a good episode, a sad episode. Like I said, I'm nervous to see where things are going to end up and what's going to happen. Also very curious, of course, about Glory and where they're going to take that storyline. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Like I mentioned, of course, the full reactions and future reactions are on Patreon if you want to support the channel. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.